Alright, hello. Sorry about the noise in the background. I just wanted to show and explain what I've been doing for the past couple of months. I created the channel for my artistic endeavors, as you all know, but recently I've been getting into something different than the drawing and the research typing stuff I usually do, and that is Blender slash game development. I know that that sounds dumb and like a big leap, but I just started getting into it really early. I had an idea for a game which is sort of a mix between it's sort of hard to explain, but FTL, Faster Than Light, which is pretty well known, like GTFO, which is a little less known, I believe, but it's basically a extraction shooter sort of thing. And the third inspiration, which I doubt anyone has heard about, is Genesis Alpha 1, where they did this unique concept of having like different traversal, like the thing in that game, it was mostly like a, I don't know, space station builder. By the way, this is a space themed game. It's more of a spaceship management game simulator, close to a mix of FTL and like a Subnautica sort of the type, where you have the main hallway right here, which is the one on the top, where normally people travel through and enter and stuff like that. But you have this sub area of ventilation where like aliens and stuff can hide in your ship or whatever. I'm sort of like narrowing it down. Like, it wasn't really that fleshed out in Genesis Alpha 1 because it was mostly focused on the spaceship building part. So there's only like a few types of aliens and whatnot that can go through. But what I'm trying to do is sort of a extraction shooter. Okay, well, I'm just showing you the blends for now, like the general concept and my process and what, just like how I gone through and did this. This is like my first attempt at Blender. You can see right over here on the right hand side, this is hallway slash movement rooms Mark 1, meaning that this was my first attempt. Now, I've never used Blender before this attempt right here, and these are the results. This is generic hallway number 1, hallway connector. So like, for instance, you can have 4 different hallways or 4 different rooms connected off this one central piece. I was trying to do both a sort of a compatible interchangeable parts system, so like you can have the hallway connector and whatnot, so like you can do this cell, like I wanted to have 2 different things. One where it's like just a randomly generated dungeon or whatever, sort of like a dungeon crawler, where the starting room where the player is located is like right here. Then it spawns a room in front, so I needed to make all these parts interchangeable, which I guess sort of fits the theme of the space vibe I was trying to go for. So I try to make these all interchangeable. I may plan on trying to make bigger levels in the future, but yeah, for now I'm just learning. This is hallway 2 doors. Yeah, basically all the same thing. For some reason, my dumbass decided to make 2 different versions of hallway in the middle, because when exporting to Unreal Engine 5, which is the game software I've been trying to learn recently, because I really don't want to learn programming, and the block type programs are what I'm more familiar with, because back in high school I had a robotics class which used the sort of block connecting system that Unreal Engine uses for programming. so I have some experience with that. Then this is my like a more complex design. As you can see here, it was sort of terrible. The staircases don't really line up perfectly, and they have these gaps right here between each floor and the ventilation system, which just a bunch of excess space, which is pretty bad. And the vertice count is off the charts. Like, it shouldn't be this high. And it's basically the same thing for 3 and 2, but since I am dumb and connected the 2 floors together, like, first I started out with 2 floors, and since I joined those 2 together, I couldn't control C. Okay, back to what I was saying. Actually, these are staircases. These rooms, not as important, but since I did the Mark 1s together with these rooms here, they're basically the same. Generic empty room. Not much to comment about that. I did try getting more technical with it. So right here with the drop in the middle, yeah, not much to comment about these. Because I have yet to make a Mark II, which would look better. This is my first attempt at a starting room. This is where the players would spawn. Choose either a randomly generated level to do right over here, where I was planning on putting a control panel, but so far I've yet to figure out how to make the UI on a TV screen interact with the person, sort of like how Prey does it in their video. I mean, 2018 Prey did it. At the bottom area, just to show them how the vent thing works, but yeah, not much to comment about. Be here. Special, that's supposed to be the room they get in before they go to the other place. And that's how that works. Then this is just a generic testing area for my game, so like it's space. I also wanted to try implementing a zero G spot, but like it doesn't really fit in, and it's sort of hard to make it fit into the general vibe, but yeah, might as well see if I can do it. Alright, that'd be all for this one. Just let me open up my don't save. I'll show you my attempt at humans. See, this is where I went. Give me a second, let me get object mode. Alright, so I was getting annoyed looking at the generic Unreal mannequin model, and it was annoying me, so I attempted to make a player character in Blender. You can see right here I modeled the just the generic shape off of the Manny mannequin right here, and this is just the generic body. The poly count is quite high. Can't really mean to make it do like that. I don't know too much about so this is what I did after I made the hallway in the rooms. As you can see, pretty low quality, pretty terrible, but it was a learning experience, so that's fine. Then I tried to do armor for that, so basic chest plate, stuff like that. If you can see it in tandem, it'd look like this. I also tried painting, which, without a dedicated software, from all my research, is a pain in the butt. Because I tried painting it normally like this, with the black. Then I tried using a texture image paint using Krita, but that ended up looking bad too. So I was like, without a, I don't know, a texture painter like Substance, or not a texture painter, a texture software like Substance, this is just going to end up looking terrible no matter which way I do it. So let me try improving the model first before trying to create this. As you can see, I also tried doing a helmet like this, but let me show you the reference image. See, as you can see here, I took a screenshot of another one. I took a screenshot of just like a blender with the Unreal mannequin in it. Then I painted over it for a general vibe I wanted the suit to look like. So I used that as a reference to make the Mark K version of the suit. So like bam, use that general thing, overlap that, then bam. But since that was my first human model attempt, it looks pretty bad. But if you go to Mark II, which I think looks substantially better, well, substantially. It was more of me trying to learn out how to bake high poly models onto low poly model. So you can see here more detail. Looks a little bit more humanoid than compared to before because I sculpted it. Remove the head. Then I tried doing a low poly model over the high poly model. Then I tried baking it, which ended up looking pretty bad. But I know how the general technique works and what you're supposed to do. So when I go to make it next time, it'll end up turning better. But it's really just me hating not being able to use me hating on the fact that I need to buy either a $25 a month subscription to Substance, or I need to wait till my birthday or whatever, or when a discount comes up for the Steam version of Substance Painter, where I can just pay like $200 to use it. Because every single goddamn website I looked at to see if there are any good alternatives anywhere else, they only said Substance Painter, and the other ones they mentioned were like from 5 years ago that are no longer supported, like Quixel Mixer or like stuff that didn't just work on my device, like Armor Paint. So I have to go out of my way to go get Substance Painter just so I can model texture paint things I'm doing as a hobby, which is for like $200. It's absorbent. I do not like it. There are not enough alternatives out there, and I hate that we come this far without spending any money on anything besides the drawing tablet I got. And I don't remember if I told you guys that, but I got a drawing tablet to help me draw, because doing it all by hand, like mouse, kind of sucked when trying to do more inorganic shapes or whatever. So it was me going through this, struggling 20 steps of the way, and it just sucked. I don't know what else to say about it. But you might be wondering, that doesn't sound like a lot. If you're just focusing on making Blender models for games or whatever, why did it take you that long to upload a video or whatever? And I don't know. I'm no longer in high school, so I graduated. I don't need to do that, but I have a job, which the hours are extremely inconsistent on. I can work from anywhere from 20 to 40 hours a week. It's usually on the low end, because there's literally nowhere else in my town that is hiring. Well, they are places, but they're like $7.50 an hour, and I'm like, no, I would rather work my $10 an hour on with like 20 hours or whatever. So I've been focusing, well, besides Blender, I have been focusing on the Unreal aspect of of game creation. Don't save that. Let me just pull this up real quick, and I'll show you what I am talking about, because I've spent an absorbent amount of time also trying to figure out how Unreal Engine works alongside that. So let me just show you how much progress I made. It was mostly from following tutorials, but I did do some stuff on my own when it comes to the UI and the game generation, or the dungeon generation. And let me just show you real quickly what I've been working on. Alright. So far I just have it as an untitled space game. Let me just show you what I've been working on. I use the base Unreal Engine template for the 3D person models. So if you look right here, maps, other testing, and third person maps. Give it a second. You can see right here me screwing around in the testing area. As I showed you before, this is the testing area I made in Blender and imported it. Ta-da, look. But if you come over here, I've been working on the damage system, which I followed from a tutorial, but I was trying to implement it in a more unique way than what it is. I also tried working on AI, which is a pain in the butt because doesn't really do what I want it to do. I also tried making a turret using a model I made in Blender, but the parts didn't work right and it stretched in a weird way, and it was basically like a generic turret you'd see in those cheap mobile games. So let me show you what I've worked on. First, jump, yep, sprinting system. You can see right there, stamina bar with the bottom left. And ta-da. I've yet to fix the E issue. I've also made a, well, the E to interact is from a previous tutorial I tried watching, making a terminal, interactable terminal, but it was like that terrible Fallout style where it like it takes up your whole screen and you're just stuck there.